Hi there, Rebecca here, your vibe mentor, bringing you another video on how to raise your vibration so you can live your best life. Kind of wanted to continue on a little bit around the topic that I briefly addressed yesterday. Yesterday was put the spiritual bubble wrap down, but really the topic of not wanting to put myself out there, not wanting to be seen, not wanting to be criticized is really coming up a lot for the spiritual community. Just about everybody I talk to is struggling with this. And it definitely came across as a theme for 2022 that we, as the spiritual community, are being asked to step up. It is time to stop playing small. It is time to stop hiding. Enough with the hermit mode, enough with hiding under the umbrella of healing. Healing will always need to be continued, and so it can't be sort of that milestone that we wait for to put ourselves out there. And so I wanted to talk about tips for self-protection, if you will. And really it's not what you would think. That people often say, put the bubble of white light around you and use that to push out any negative energy. And what I have found is that there is resistance in that, and what you resist persists. And so the pushing out and the protection and the resistance against the darkness doesn't work. It's very tiring, it's exhausting energetically. What I have found that works is what I want to share with you today, and that comes from an inner strength. There comes a point where we are so strong in ourselves, in who we know we are, in our connection to God, divine source creator, that nothing can touch you. And that's why I start every video with, I am here to help you raise your vibration so that you can live your best life. That you have a massive potential, that you have a gift, and there is a timeline out there for you where you have achieved all of your potential. You're using all of your gifts. You are in service and you are helping every day, shining your light, bringing more people in and showing them the way by living through by example. And so that's everything that I feel driven to do, is support you in reaching that place. And what it takes to get there is raising your vibration. And essentially what that means is going from these lower emotions of fear, shame, guilt, regret, frustration, tiredness, exhaustion, all of these lower emotions, going all the way up to faith, joy, abundance, peace, bliss, happiness, all of these things that we all desire, that we've been told were unachievable or difficult to come by or rare, and they're truly not. They can be your predominant state. That lower emotions need only come in small increments, rarely, as an indication of whatever need or action you need to take, and then we can switch right back out of it and back into the peace and the joy and the bliss that is our abundance birthright, right? And so when we are hiding away, when we are in hermit mode, we're afraid to put ourselves out there, we're afraid to be seen, we're afraid of being criticized or judged, we are playing small. We're hiding, and we are not able to reach our highest potential. We're not able to tap into that abundant birthright. We're not able to live our best life, to achieve our highest potential, right? And so that's why I wanted to give these tips to you today. So yeah, it is scary. It was scary for a while, for me even. I didn't want to put myself out there. I didn't want to be criticized. I always said I wanted to be one person behind the leader. And that is not what I was designed to do. And I don't think any of you are either. And now I will preface this by saying only you know what's right for you. Only you know your path, and only you will have access to the guidance necessary to show you what your life purpose is and what your path is. So it's not my place to say that you're not meant to be one person behind the leader. I just knew that that wasn't right for me. And if you ever have that feeling of there's got to be something more to life, I'm not quite happy, I'm not quite fulfilled, I'm not quite satisfied, that means there is more for you. And so the tips around the protection of to let's see, how do I want to say it? We don't have to be afraid of the judgment. We don't have to be afraid of putting ourselves out there. We don't have to be afraid of the criticism, the mudslinging, because we have recuperated enough. We have hermit moded enough. We have hidden for long enough. And now is the time. It's time to put the spiritual bubble wrap down and to step out there in faith and know that our confidence in ourselves, our confidence in our connection to our source creator, our confidence in our perfectly being made imperfect. We are perfectly imperfect for our purpose. We are exactly how we are supposed to be. And that's why shadow work is really effective and critical, because even those parts of you that you rejected are critical components. There's nothing wrong with you. There's not one single thing wrong with you. Nothing. Every ounce of you was made perfectly for your purpose. And all of you is needed and necessary. And you can be healthy, whole, and complete. And when you feel that way, when you finally embrace all of you, there is no part of you that is rejected or denied or abandoned. There is a strength and a power in that nobody can touch. It's impossible, because I know in my connection to my source creator, in who I am perfect. Period. Perfect. Not perfect by the perfect standards of society, not perfect by you who may judge me, but perfect in the eyes of my creator. And that's all I need. Nobody can touch that. Nobody can take that away from you. And I remember the day that I had that realization that, yeah, I was working a corporate job and I was making six figures and I had a nice car and, right, I had all of these societal ticks, boxes ticked that said, yeah, you're somebody to be respected, right? You're somebody to be looked up to. And I remember feeling how unstable that was, that anybody could take that away from me in any moment, that even my ego wasn't safe and secure in that. And I knew that it was fragile. It was a fragile ego. It's a fragile foundation. It was completely shakable. Anybody could walk right in there and pull one of those legs out from under my stool, and I was flat on my face. And I knew that I needed something that people couldn't take away from me. And that I found in my connection to my source creator. I found that in my heart, in the knowing of who I am, a child of God, a God spark. I am made in the image of our creator who created all of this. Nobody can take that away from me. And so there becomes a power and a strength in that, that you know that that can't be taken away from you. And no matter what anybody else says, your confidence in yourself and in your connection cannot be shaken. And then it doesn't even matter anymore. And that's just one layer. You add to that, and I kind of want to make this like a giant public service announcement. I wish I could shout it from the rooftops. If somebody is nasty to you, it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them. And you could say, wow, thank you for showing me the darkness inside of you. I'm so sorry you feel that way. And it really is more about them. We're this indication of how yucky they're feeling. And think about, if you're a happy person and you're fulfilled and you're enjoying your life and you're doing what you want to do every day, all day long, do you have time to go look for somebody to send nastygrams to on Facebook? Do you go out looking for someone to throw mud at on YouTube? Do you send hate? Right? No. You don't have time for that. Who wants to spend their day that way? That's gross. Yuck. Thanks. No good. There's a level of compassion that comes from that. Instead of feeling like, oh, what's wrong with me? Instead of that self-abandonment, instead of that stab in the heart that somebody doesn't like me, we can turn it around and say, I am so sorry that it feels so hard for you. I'm so sorry that you have to deal with that yuck inside of you. And it becomes just a reflection of them and nothing to do with me or you. And so there's so much protection in that because they don't know you, they don't know your heart. And if for some odd reason, because what I'm finding is when you are strong in yourself and you are authentic and you are real and you are driven by the right things, you just kind of rise above it, and they can't touch you, they can't even get close. And so if for some reason they do, you can just send them love and remember that's the pain that they're dealing with, and it says everything about them and nothing about you. And so also remember that if they do reject you, it's protection, right? So rejection is protection, and it's all about the story that we tell ourselves, right? So how do we perceive when we maybe do get a negative comment, or we do get judgment or mudslinging on one of our content pieces? What is the story that you tell yourself? And where do you have an open door? Because if you allow that criticism to say, yeah, there's something wrong with me, I am broken, I am a failure, I don't have a skill, I don't have a gift, I don't have a purpose, that is all a story that we have chosen to tell ourselves. That's the perspective that we choose. And we have the ability to choose differently. That we can shift that perspective in a second and say, that's about them, that's not about me. Thank you for protecting me. Thank you for that rejection. Now I don't have to worry about it. Unfriend, block, whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you don't let it matter. And nobody can make you feel anyway. It's your choice. And so it's awesome to be out there. It's awesome to shine your light. It's awesome to send love and to share and to offer the tips and tricks that have worked for you. Your mess is your message. You are perfectly made for your purpose. Perfect. Every ounce of you. Don't hide that light anymore. It's time to shine. Self-criticism is just a habit. All of these thoughts that pop into your head, all of these doubts, the self-doubt, those are just worn neural pathways. That's really all it is. And by purely ignoring them, by catching, right? Take your thoughts captive, by capturing that thought and saying, you know what? I am a God spark. I am made perfectly for my purpose. I am going to capture that self-criticism and I'm going to ignore it. It literally, the dendrites in your brain literally turn into hot air when you are able to shift your thoughts away from those old thought habits, those old criticisms, those old self-doubt thoughts, and shift them into belief, shift them into faith, shift them into trust and knowing. That's all you have to do is just know. Just know. You are a child of God. You are made in the likeness of your Creator. You are important. You have a gift. Your gift is needed by the world. And you will find your path as long as you take the time to trust and ask. Say, I know, and I now ask. Show me the next right step towards my purpose. Show me the next right step towards my divine gift. And that's it. Baby steps, one step at a time. And if you need some help, that's why I'm here. This is my mission, is to support you and all of the other beautiful souls out there watching to find your life purpose, to take that next right step, to step into joy and bliss and freedom and peace and love and contentment and knowing that you are awesome just as you are. So with that, I will leave you for today. You know where to find me. Like, subscribe, share, connect, comment, and I will see you on the next video. Much love. Namaste.